son of a plumber, daddy, and you're listening to the Bob Culture Podcast.
Nothing between the lines of the page or at a time. Forgiveness is for angels, but this angel fell out of line. That's in no second chance or redemption can be found. 'Cause you can't run the devil and the devil is running you down.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into a very special Double or Nothing predictions panel episode of the BCP. Super excited to once again, back by popular demand, to be joined by our all-elite stellar panel. Please welcome back to the show. He is a BCP OG member. You know him as hashtag lay editor-in-chief of the popbreak.com. Hashtag dad instincts, our good friend, Mr. Bill Bodkin. What's up, bro? How are you?
Doing good. I have my tag team partner with me tonight, Mr.
Oh,
Talamadu.
there it
So
is.
you're in
Kyle.
for a very, very good show. I have so much AEW content coming out over the next like
Yes.
4 days. I just did the AEP podcast yesterday. I've got a predictions piece on the popbreak.com where Johnny rolls. I'm reviewing Dynamite. I'm on the review podcast with Kyle. And then I've got my Cody Rhodes roundtable summary coming tomorrow. So I am the definition of elite.
He
Yes,
is. You're
King.
not wrong. You're not wrong. And speaking of the All Elite Pod, let's throw it over to our other best friend, because we are best friends here. He is the host of the All Elite Pod. You know him from the No Holds Barred Network. He wields the shame belt. Please welcome back to the show, Mr. Kyle Masters. Kyle, looking very fashionable today. What up, bro?
I am the Canadian god of podcast hosting.
It's true.
That's all I'm going to say. And I'm going to wear this shirt every single time I podcast now because this is the best shirt ever made. Until he comes out with another one, I'm wearing this shirt every single time. I was so excited to get this in today. I was pissed that I didn't get it yesterday to start the predictions, but that's okay. I got it this morning. I'm happy. But thanks for having me on, Bob. Love coming back here each and every single time. Bob, Rob, whatever. I literally go back and forth.
King of the thirst traps. You call them whenever you want.
Yeah.
Not true.
Thirst trap over there. But thanks for having me back on. Appreciate it here to talk some AEW and for Kimmy, I guess, to blow the kazoo at me the entire episode because my arm for being vaccinated weighs like 1,000,000 pounds and I can't reach my shame belt.
So you got vaccinated in
I
Canada
did.
finally. Okay,
Yeah,
good to hear.
finally.
Man. How you feeling?
Finally.
All right?
I'm feeling great. It's just my arm, again, it just feels like a cinder block. So
Yeah. It's going to be like that for a day or two. Yeah.
Other than that, I feel fine.
But shameless promo, Kyle did get the retweet from Mr. Sean Spears, the chairman himself, for the shirt, man. So that's pretty cool, man. All the love.
Man
You're
Crush
owed,
Monday.
you're owed a chair. You need that chair.
That's right. That's right. And of course, we have to welcome back, completing the panel. You know her from Kimmy Talks Wrestling, the goodest sister, and I believe now also on the popbreak.com. Miss Kimmy, so cool. Kimmy, welcome in. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I have excellent counterpoints to Kyle, of course. We have some
Wow.
kazoos, and I'm really happy. Kyle, I just want you to know I have some quotes here that you've said. I'm also going to be on the AEP on Monday with Kyle to review, so I'm very excited.
I hope you're still on the AEP show on Monday after this show. We'll see.
Fight
Whoa.
forever.
You already made the announcement, and you already had people in your comments excited that I was coming.
I would like to start off in a
Like
serious,
WWE, I'll just disappoint them, like always.
a serious and positive note. Let's give a big shout out to Kimmy's dad.
Kimmy's dad.
Hell, heck yeah.
Cancer free, which is great. A great
Come on.
wrestling
Big
fan.
shout
A great
out.
wrestling fan.
Big shout out.
Congratulations, man.
Papa's so cool.
10 whole years on Tuesday, beating both testicular and kidney cancer. We had a party for him back in April. So, yes, thank you. But yes, 10 years. Crazy.
That's amazing, man.
Absolutely.
Shout out Papa, so cool.
Cheers.
That's amazing. Now, and Kimmy, we'll say this, and that's just like a great way to start the show. That's amazing. But I do want to point this out, Kimmy. You legit left Taryn Terrell and Brooke Adams just now, as of this recording,
Wow.
to come hang out with us.
Yeah, so I was working with
Oh, the love.
then Brooke Adams
Hold on,
Zoom
let me just do
bombed
this. I'm
us.
like, what?
Yeah, well,
Brooke Adams Zoom bombed us in the car. She was driving to her friend, and I was like, I have to go podcast. Bye, guys. So yes, I left them to hang out with everybody here.
you said, guys, I got to go on the best podcast. I know you
exactly
guys
what she
want to
said.
do interviews for BCP and All Elite Pod and Pop Break. That's what she said.
She's like, listen, I gotta go podcast with like 3 older beardy dudes.
That's pretty
So
accurate.
let's make it happen.
That's fair. That's fair. But thank you, Kimmy. Thank you so much for making the time. I don't know how your priorities are set, but we really appreciate. Oh, there's the love. Appreciate it.
Terribly at this
Boop.
point.
No, she's been killing it. Boobs
Most
all around.
priorities.
Boobs all around, everyone. And let's get this started. We're just going to start with the pre-show match, or I guess the buy-in, as they call it here in AEW. We have Serena Deeb taking on Rio. And what I think is going to be a great match. This is for the NWA Women's World Championship. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Serena Deeb retains here. It's going to be a great warm-up match. Get everyone invested in the pay-per-view. Kyle.
This one's gonna be interesting. We talked about this last night on the All Elite podcast. I kind of want to go out. I don't want to. I think I might stick with a lot of my predictions from yesterday. I might change up some.
Ooh.
I'm not. It's called a terrible memory. So I'm like, I'm probably gonna have all.
Well, I have everything written down, so that's why. But anyways, I
organization.
Hey, host. Canadian god of hosts. I got everything prepared.
That's right.
Very
That's
true.
right.
And be quiet over there.
I didn't say anything.
Quiet over there. Shut your damn face.
All right, separate corners. Let's go.
Anyways, yeah. So the NWA Women's Title match. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. You got 2 really good wrestlers. I mean, there is the rumor still of Riho. This could be actually her final match in AEW.
Really?
Yeah, her
I wouldn't.
contract might be up.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if she did go back or went to Stardom after this. Then, if she did leave AEW, I mean, Stardom is just fucking. If you're into that whole Joshi wrestling and stuff, like Stardom is. I don't know if you're into the Joshi wrestling, you should start watching Stardom because you'll be. It's so much fun watching that stuff. I've caught a few Stardom like events, like just rewatched from like years past, and oh my god, they're so much fun to watch. And that's if you're into the Joshi wrestling. I know not a lot of people are.
And there's a lot of women from America are over there. Like like the best of anyone who's anyone has been over there.
It's great. It's honestly great. So I do highly recommend anyone that's into that to go and check out. Or you can use. I know there's like a lot of YouTube. There's a lot of YouTube videos of like Stardom matches from the past. You can go back and watch too. Anyways, this match in particular should be great. Serena Deeb's obviously going to retain here. She's going to hold on to the NWA belt. I foresee, I talked about it on my podcast that maybe Thunder Rosa comes out and has a stare down or something with Serena Deeb to set up something with them too. It's crazy because Thunder Rosa just got her first AEW shirt the other day.
Pretty cool.
It's cool.
Shirt.
And I have to say it. I'll say it. This only means like, surely when she's done with NWA, she's coming right over. Like, I don't think they would have.
She's there. I mean, in all, not signed or anything, but she's AEW.
Yeah.
She does a lot for them too. Like she does the Spanish commentary sometimes for Dynamite and Dark.
She also brings in a lot of talent from Mission Pro and brings a lot of AEW talent over to Mission Pro, which I feel like on the call with Cody Rhodes today, he was talking about like Creative Pro and the Nightmare Factory. I really see Mission Pro, if she does sign with AEW, as kind of like a quasi developmental territory for the women of AEW.
It's gonna be a good opener.
That's what I think.
It's weird because I feel like the buy-in should be the matches that sell you the pay-per-view. They aren't going to put on a great women's match.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll sell people the pay-per-view necessarily. I think the matches already on the card should sell you the pay-per-view right away to buy it. So this is just going to be a normal great women's match showcasing 2 women who are in the AEW division battling for another promotion's belt, which is crazy. And it should be a good match, but I have Serena Deeb going over Riho. Or Rihu on my show.
Yeah, no, I got you, man. Let's throw it to Bill.
I think I was gonna say Thunder Rosa. I think Serena Deeb, I think one of the most underrated wrestlers in AEW. She does nothing but put on classics every time she's in the ring. Her matches with match she had with Rio in the Eliminator tournament, match she had with Red Velvet recently. It's bangers after bangers, as the kids would say. And she's great. And this is someone who was only on TV for like this amount of time and is now like a phenom once again. So yeah, the only thing I'd like to add to what was said earlier by Kyle was I would like to see more interaction with the promotions, and because the rumor is that Moose has said he's going to be in Jacksonville, so Kenny's got the Impact title, so that's interesting. I would love to see Thunder Rosa and Camille, who went to a draw with Thunder Rosa, have them both stare down or be in the crowd. Like, Camille is very good at staring. So
one come out of one tunnel, the other one comes out of the other tunnel.
well,
actually, scratch that. I think they're only doing one tunnel because I saw today, too long ago, that they're moving people onto the stage.
Yeah, they are.
Like
so they're going to do the side tunnel.
Yeah, they're going to do the side tunnel, like where they used to do in Jacksonville with Daily Space, where they had the people like in the seats on the stage, and they only came out of the one tunnel. I think that's what they're doing for the setup.
We know it would be cool, but I don't think they'll do it. Like if this was my idea, since it is, I would have, if there's a luxury box area in that, I would have, since she's with Aldis and all them, like have like she's in the luxury box area and Thunder's down with the people. I think that would be really
That'd
cool.
be interesting.
Yeah, I think like to hype it up, just give it to some more credence.
They moved people from like way up in the balcony to like literally ringside today. They sent a bunch of emails out and moved people down there because they opened up that section. Wow, and that's because I knew that, and I wondered why, because it was either today or yesterday Florida announced their regulations just expanded even more for indoor arenas. So
they have regulations there.
If they, I mean, what they don't, but legally they have to come out and say, oh yeah, by the way, this, even though we've been doing it since last year.
We love our BCP fans down in Florida.
Oh, we always love our fans, brother. It's
I'm
just
joking.
everything else that's happening. You're just going like,
we're getting there, guys. It's very exciting. I'm excited to go to events and cons, and Kimmy's going to get us all these press passes. So Kimmy, let's start with you.
Hey, I'm one step there today. That's the first step right there.
I know.
One more step to go.
Ahead of me in like press passes.
Just slightly.
We'll see.
Doing it a little longer.
Me and the AEW media team are.
Oh, I know.
I'll be in the AEW media team. We're okay.
Yeah. Oh, well.
I'm great with them.
At least I still get invited to the press con or the media briefing. That's all I care about.
There you go.
Anyway, so
Kimmy,
I find this interesting. No,
I'm
because
speaking now. Excuse me.
Can we talk wrestling? Talk wrestling here.
NWA's pay-per-view is the week after Double or Nothing. So to sell their pay-per-view, I just think it would make sense if Camille is the number one contender, which I believe she is. If Camille, she's not. I thought she was.
The whole shebang was if for the number one contendership, if Thunder Rosa lost to Camille, not only would Camille get the title shot, but Thunder Rosa would not be allowed to wrestle elsewhere.
Yeah.
Which is like a weird stip where you're just like, you get to wrestle here in hell.
Are you making a list?
And
whoa, time. Are you making a list?
No.
Rob.
Are you Chris Jericho?
Oh.
I mean, everyone wishes they were.
I need to remind myself of something for later, so I wrote it down.
Oh boy. Kimmy, go ahead. I like your theory though, Kimmy. I like what you were saying about Camille though. That's great. That's very interesting.
Just to sell your pay-per-view, would it not make sense? Because I don't think this pay-per-view is going to do much buys, just speaking for people, because I've worked with a couple NWA people over the past couple weeks. Just saying.
Name drop.
May Valentine. But I'm going to go with Serena Deeb. I just think it makes more sense because, again, heading into this pay-per-view, you would think you're not going to put a new belt on a champ. Like, you're not going to put a new... I can't speak. Jesus.
Yes.
Yikes.
I'm nervous because Kyle's writing things down.
Wow, I didn't even notice that.
You're not going to make a new champion. So, Serena Deeb's winning.
Very, very interesting. And maybe we will also see she's a brick. All right, but I digress. Let's move on to the next match. Yeah, there you go. You got it, Bill.
Wait, who do you have in this match?
Oh, yeah, Mr. Host. You have
no, I said right out the gate, I said Serena Deeb's going to win this one.
Okay.
But you say it like you're just like so nonchalantly. This is going to be a great match, Rob. You're going to sit there.
Why isn't Chris Statlander in this pay-per-view? All right, that's what I'm saying.
Brother. We got it. We're having remember, just announced today, the Women's Casino Battle Royale is going to be at All Out in a much bigger venue than this.
I'm
okay
with
in
that.
Chi-Town.
Okay.
In Chi-Town.
In Chicago. Where did you get that information, by the way?
Yeah.
It was confirmed today, but I've read multiple reports that TK confirmed it on the podcast. I didn't listen to the
I didn't
rest
get
of it.
that far in the podcast. That's why.
Okay, so it must be at the end because I didn't listen to the rest of it either.
I listened to the first 10 minutes. It was great.
I got my news from Kyle.
Kyle knows people. Let's go to the women's title match, the AEW women's title match. We've been saying forever that Britt was going to get this opportunity. We thought it would be sooner. There it is, the DMD. It's going to be Britt versus Shida. Guys, check out Britt's interview.
No,
on
we're not
Busted Open.
pointing to God, Kyle.
I missed something.
Oh, are you talking about the Gorillas of Destiny? Because
what is happening? Oh boy! But put this down. Kyle, make the graphic right now. Bill, get the sound effect. Rob's lock of the night right now. Here it is.
Oh,
I think it's got to be Britt for so many reasons. We've been talking about this match forever. She lost that match with Thunder Rosa and still is top dog in this position. Her promos have been killing it.
Not an official loss.
Look, very well said, Bill. That's a great point. But this is her time. It's their biggest pay-per-view, one of their biggest pay-per-views. Things are coming back. They're opening up. We've been talking about this for how long have we been doing AEW on this podcast? Britt Baker is going to be your new AEW women's champion. Put it down. Rob's lock of the night. Kimmy, I see you clapping. Confirm what I just said.
Oh, my girl, my role model. I've worked with her, by the way. Again, it's name dropping. That's what I'm just going to do from now on.
I'm so proud of you. So proud of you.
Thank you. I love her. She's worked so hard. This heel turn has been the best thing that's literally happened to her in her career. She is AEW's saving grace of the pandemic. Give
her an action figure, please.
She's the face.
Oh, don't worry, Bill. I know what you're going to say because you said it yesterday. I got you.
Well, Cody Rhodes also hinted a bit at it too on the call. Kyle, you might have left at that point.
I probably did.
They called another Kyle and another Bill on that call. We were both like, son of a bitch.
But Britt Baker is going to win and is going to be the summer of the role model, the summer of the DMD, and the summer of your one and only Britt freaking Baker. But
hey, Bay.
Britt Baker, stop stealing my man's finishing move.
Whoa, there it is.
You mean the modified famouser? Cool, man.
She still does it. He did it first.
Oh boy.
There's other people I'm sure who've done it. So he's borrowed a move in his day or two. So lest we every wrestler borrows other people.
There you go.
Well, we'll talk about Rollins when we get this thing. Don't worry.
Oh, really? All right, Kyle. I'm very interested to hear your thoughts on this.
Tread lightly when it comes to that.
Well,
tread lightly, lady.
I shall. Don't worry.
Your lock-in thing, Rob, caught me off guard because when you said the lock-in, I thought for sure you're gonna say Sheeta. I'm like, okay, I kind of want to hear this.
Yeah, really.
I want to hear why someone would pick Sheeta because it's almost locked in now that they're doing this 1 year celebration tomorrow. And I'm like, come on, you guys are you're saying it without saying it. But they know we're not dumb and we know they're not dumb, right? Like they know that we know it's going to be Britt no matter what.
But I think Sheeta is an unheralded. Like I think people do overlook her a lot.
Yeah.
She's had nothing but great matches.
If you look at her title run from beginning of COVID to now, it's been an insane title run. The match she's had with like all the top people in the division, like she's carried that division since the beginning of COVID. So like props to she, and so she deserves this celebration tomorrow. Whatever they're gonna do with her is gonna be interrupted by Britt Baker somehow, and she's gonna ruin it. I guarantee it's almost certain that she's gonna do something. But it's Britt's time. It's ever since she's turned heel and has shown us like how good of a heel she is. Like this is just man, it's a not really a long time coming, but it's something that everyone's gonna get behind. And we talked about it on yesterday's podcast that it maybe not at first, because once she does cut promos and stuff the weeks after, she'll get the boos and she'll get the natural boos, but she's gonna get the big pop when she does win on Sunday, because people all in that stadium are going to desperately want her to become a champion. So, she's going to get that big pop at first. She'll get a couple of boos from like the casuals that go, and you know what I mean? Like the people that are not hardcore like we are, but enough. She's going to get enough of a pop initially there. And then we brought up in the podcast, so eventually when she gets on the mic the weeks after, when she cuts the promos, she's really good in the mic as a heel. So she's going to get that rightful heat after that, and she's gonna carry it through the summertime. And I brought it up yesterday. I want to see it lead to a, Thunder Rosa eventually winning the NWA belt and then a clash between those two.
Ooh, I like
And I would love to see I don't know how it would work with promotion wise and what the relationship is, but a title for title match would be really sweet. And the winner winning both would be pretty cool too. I mean, that could be another way to elevate Britt again, just having her hold both belts. Like I can really foresee that. If they do it all out or if they want to push it to full gear, depending on what the contract situation is with Thunder Rosa, eventually I'd want to see that for sure. But 100%, it's got to be Britt. It's got to be Britt.
Very, very well said, man. And to Bill's point and your point as well, Sheeta carried that belt through the pandemic, through the COVID era, as we say here.
Yeah.
And Britt even gave her props for that on her Busted Open interview. She gave her, even though it's her opponent, she did give her the respect that she deserved for that. Bill, are we going for the full agreement here?
Hey.
EMD, baby.
Nah, he's picking Sheeta.
But I did say on AP that I would love to see like a little bit of like an edge to Sheeta coming through, like a dark Sheeta type of deal. Like I think that would be kind of cool. And I was thinking, I'm like, I would love to see like a dark Sheeta Abaddon tag team. That would be super cool.
Sheeta and Abaddon.
Oh, don't scare Kyle.
A painted face.
Money.
Oh man.
Money.
Zombies in wrestling. Who would do such a thing?
Well, she's not eating anyone to help them lose a match.
I love that. I love Abaddon. I'm totally just making a joke. I love that.
But Britt Baker has had me sold as a heel ever since they had that Texas show, and she goes, "You Whataburger losers," and she goes this and goes, boom, and throws the Texas horns down, and everyone was like into her, and they're all like, "We hate you." I'm like, that moment there to me was just like, she is gold. She knows how to carry a crowd and make like, you love me because I'm a heel and I can do this cool stuff. Now I'm just going to turn on you and you're going to hate me. And that's an art that very few people can do. And she's the Steve Austin of AEW, really, because think of how many injuries she had. Well, follow me. It's like when Austin broke his neck, he had to be the promo guy. He had to be the sketch guy. He had to be the vignette guy, and that's what Britt became. She became that for AEW during the, she had the protective, like the Pope Mobile, essentially. She got Reba, and then there was the waiting room. There was a lot of stuff she did outside of the ring that made her this, like, not just a star in the women's division, but a star of AEW. So she's definitely going to win this, and crowds are going to love her, but she is going to find a way just to tear their heart out and make them a heel. I still think if Rio's not gone, she'll be one of the first people to challenge her. Statlander is going to be a huge challenger for her. I do think Statlander has a chance one day to be the AEW Women's Champion. I really do.
No doubt.
But Thunder Rosa, to me, it's like, it's almost undeniable. She has one of the better themes in AEW too. But she's like, yeah. And she's so popular. And when they go to Texas and she comes out, man, ooh, that pop is going to be Road Warrior style for Thunder Rosa. I'm telling you.
Ooh, love it. Very, very well said, guys. Bill saying, I don't give a Sheeta. And let's move on to our next match.
She's great. She's great.
No, we love Sheeta so much. And I think this is an appropriate time. It just makes all the sense in the world for Britt to win this, for further feuds, for everything. Yeah, exactly. For everything she's done. Time to turn the page a little bit. No disrespect to Sheeta, who's been great. And I'm excited to see where Sheeta goes after this. Let's go to our next match. Let's talk about Miro taking on Lance Archer for the Everybody Dies for that TNT championship. Now I got a little low-key information here, guys. Of course, we know formerly Rusev, former guest, obviously, at the popbreak.com. Check that out. It's a shameless promo. Lance Archer is interested, obviously, in the TNT title, but he is also very interested on Twitter in the Savage Gentleman's Butterfinger World Championship. So just keep an eye out for that feud. You see Lance commenting on that.
Rob, if you could find a way, somehow in New Jersey, to make that match happen. Because Victor Benjamin he's a very good wrestler.
Yes. Seen him Saturday.
Him and Archer in a match in Jersey. Oh, everybody dies.
I thought that was a joke. I saw that bell. I'm like, is this a joke? Or did that guy just make himself a Butterfinger champion?
Butterfinger legit sent it to him. He's the leader of the Peanut Butter Platoon. He's a big Butterfinger advocate. He puts peanut butter on everything.
I mean, Kyle,
this is see how these being defended on Saturday.
These fast food chains are all in wrestlers' DM.
Well, I know Wendy's is. Wendy's fucking tweets at every
Arby's.
single wrestler.
Arby's. Dude, if I was running a fast food, if I was running Long John Silver's Twitter account, I'd be tweeting at every wrestler.
John Silver.
John Silver. I would have him as the goddamn spokesperson and just have him going,
Yeah.
Johnny Hungy.
Johnny Hungy.
Because of Long John Silver. I love it. That's
great.
brilliant. That's marketing. You heard it here first. Cody, give him a call. Guys, let's talk about this match. I thought it was very interesting that Lance Archer was the next guy for the TNT title, and I think it's great booking. I really like that. I didn't see that one coming. I was thinking some baby face coming in and Miro running through him. I still think it's too soon for Miro to lose his belt here. This could be a great match. This is going to be the one that ends in some funny business or double count out, DQ, shenanigans, funny business, no concrete ending. Regardless, I think Miro does walk out with the title. I'll throw it to Kimmy. She's making a lot of movements here.
Oh, movements? That's what you're calling it?
Well, I see a lot of fingers up in the air.
Movements.
Well, I see you're
wrong.
she's like Austin Gunn. She's like,
Rob, you're wrong. I'm used to
Because
it.
you're wrong. This
I'm
is
used
going
to
to
it,
be clean.
yeah,
It's gonna be
AEW
clean,
don't do
okay.
that.
Like how AEW doesn't do DQs, so there's your first little counter strike there.
They've done
AEW's
one or two.
They
Yeah.
like draws, though. They've done some draws already.
But this
Go
wouldn't
ahead.
be a draw. So this is actually my sleeper match. I think this match is actually going to. Oh, I love when.
I said on
Zoe-
the AEP. Thanks for stealing my thunder.
She had a notepad out while she's listening to
Like-
us. Oh, it's right there.
Good.
No, okay. So I wrote
Confirmed.
my notes.
That's what I'll steal from
No.
you.
So that's
I
what Bill said.
I wrote my notes before you guys went, and then I was sitting there, and I was like, "Oh my god, they're bringing up all these good points," but a pen was too far away for me to write it down. So this all coming from my noggin. Anyway. So I think Miro's going to win clean here. This is obviously the Miro that we've been wanting to see since he really got released from WWE, even when he was in the company. WWE just failed to pull the trigger like they do on every single person on their roster. So I think this is the first of many successful defenses for Miro. Like I said, this is my sleeper. I think this is going to be a fairly good match. So Miro in a clean, dominant finish.
Clean fashion. Bill, is this going to be a clean finish? Does Miro retain here?
Absolutely. I said this on the AP. This is my sleeper pick as well because I think Miro has cut two amazing promos on Lance, one in the ring on Dynamite, one on social media. Lance Archer, goddamn, you just think of a guy who 2 years ago was just or 3 years ago, let's say, he was just a tag team guy with Davey Boy Smith Jr. And now he's a guy who's late in his career, who's blossomed into this wrestler, this singles wrestler we all just love, and we just want to see him do more, and this is going to be a hell of a match. But this is, like Kimmy said, this is the Miro we want to see, and this is going to be a long run. Now, like I said, how Britt will shut down everyone about trying to cheer her. I said this, I think they're going to try and turn Miro because I think he's so popular with the fans. Those live crowds are
the Miro Day chant. I said it yesterday. The Miro Day chant is going to be loud as fuck in Daly's place.
Even as a heel, he's so charming and so funny that people are like, I love this guy. I love this guy. And it's going to take. So I wouldn't be surprised if they might have to course correct and he's a face, by August. But
I like that.
This is going to be an awesome, awesome match. And in one match, we went from everyone being like, Miro, what are they doing with him to, yes, dude. Because that match he had with Darby was incredible. And we now have the guy we want.
Yeah.
I love that. Really well said. And that does make a lot of sense. Possibly a face turn. And he is very lovable, a shameless promo name drop. But I remember I was going through a lot of hard stuff and I had the interview with him and things were getting kind of, switched and oh, can you do it tomorrow? Same time. I'm like, yeah, whatever he needs. And then my phone rang and it was some, number from down south. And I'm just should I pick it up? And I'm like, okay. And I picked it up and I was like, hello. And he's like, Rob, I can't do the accent. He goes, it's Rusev. I was like, it made my day. Hey, Rob, it's Rusev. From Rusev Day, freaking that made my day. So I could totally see him
and I think
making people smile.
The thing with him too is I think a lot of people loved Rusev Day. It never got, the trigger was, like Kimmy said, the trigger was never pulled. So everyone's not the Rusev AEW character, but the guy. They're like, we want to see you do good, and we have your back. You know,
he knows that. And shameless promo, but check out that interview on the popbreak.com, because this is one of his last interviews with WWE. And I was very like, oh, you had a main storyline on Raw. I think it was the thing with Lashley and Lana going on. And you could tell his frustration in his answers. He goes, I just want to be used. I want to do this. And me, I'm very positive, and he kept it very real. So check out that interview. But Kyle, let's throw it to you. Your thoughts on this match?
The only way I could see Miro swerving away from being having to go into a babyface because of the crowd reaction is if after this match, like the very first Dynamite, he attacks someone that's ultra babyface that's gonna fucking give him that heat. He's got to attack, and he's got to have an immediate feud with someone that's an ultra babyface that will make the crowd hate Miro.
It can't be Orange because they've already done it.
So it's so tough, and I can nothing comes to mind right away. Darby does, but like he just did something with Darby, and
Sting.
they're not. Maybe Sting.
But why would you go there?
People, I feel if he went up against Sting, people would still cheer him though.
What is Archer right now? Is he's a heel?
No, he's the murderer.
He's kind of himself.
Yeah, which I love. Those are like my favorites. Those like tweeners.
Well, he teamed with Pac a couple weeks ago on like Dynamite.
And they're tweeners too. Like I don't even think Pac's a babyface right now.
Yeah, it's weird. It's just like he was definitely a face at one point when he teamed with Mox, but he was kind of like having this thing with Sting, and then they went away from it.
So being that there's no ultra babyface right now, that I could think of that he can go in and get that immediate heat. They're almost kind of like back into that corner.
Is the only one.
Yeah, I mean maybe they do that. Maybe he has like an open challenge or something, and Jungle Boy comes out and he just he just beats the shit out of him, or maybe like
Marco.
maybe Jungle Boy. There's like a number one contender for the TNT belt, and Jungle Boy wins, and he attacks Jungle Boy right after that match to get that immediate heat.
Yeah,
because people are gonna love Jungle Boy winning that number one contenders match. They'll be all over that. But then, like, if he attacks him,
we gotta wait a month and a half before those live crowds, though. For real.
Yeah, it's true.
It'd be interesting.
So, we'll see what happens. But as for this match, oh god, big Haas fight. I mean, fuck. Like this. I said it yesterday. I'm sorry if I'm swearing. I cuss like a sailor.
You're good.
But after like I said it last night, this is going to be Lance Archer's first big guy test. He hasn't had that big guy test yet in AEW since he started. And he started at the beginning of COVID. He really hasn't gone up against someone Miro's not really up to his size, but he's a big enough challenge that he's considered a big guy in this case. Like Lance Archer's faced Cody Rhodes, Moxley. Like those guys are big, but they're not Miro. Miro's like almost twice their size because he's huge.
He's a human tank.
He's a tank. So this is going to be a great fight. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be very physical. This was a tough one because I don't like just beating Archer clean is weird in a way, but we've seen Archer take the L clean before in AEW, so I'm not too mad about it. If this was like Archer first coming into AEW, I'd be like, okay, that's kind of weird. But because he's been around for this last year and he's taking L's before, I'm not too upset about it. So, but Miro has got to continue this momentum. Like he just got the belt. They can't just switch it off him right away. That's just going to kill anything. They're ready to go with him. He's ready to get shot right to the moon right now. So he's going to win somehow. And I just have Miro retaining because I cannot see Archer winning in any way here.
Yeah.
Wow. A lot of us on the same page all around. It's still early though.
Scary. We shouldn't all be on the same page. That scares me a little bit.
Well, speaking of Page, let's take it to Hangman Adam Page taking on Brian Cage. Segue. Let's talk about this one. I thought this was really interesting that Cage did get that win over Hangman Page because I didn't think Page was going to lose anything. Just keep building that momentum. But this is a good little swerve. I'm a big fan of Brian Cage. I love Team Taz. My favorite thing, going back to Jungle Boy, is when Taz sings Jungle Boy's theme on AEW. It is my favorite thing.
He's hilarious on Dark.
Did you hear him do the Varsity Blondes chant? And instead of blondes, he spelled blouse. He was like VARS, and he spelled blouse instead of blondes. And Excalibur's dying.
That's great.
Dying.
But I digress, like I always say. I think this is where Hangman gets the win here, short and simple. I thought it was really cool. And in a very hard fought match, I thought it was cool that Cage did get a win over the likes of an Adam Page, but Cage takes the loss here. And this is another L for Team Taz. And hopefully they bring in some new members. I have some ideas, but Kyle, I'll throw it right back down to you.
Hold on. We're going to move past Team Taz. So who are your ideas?
Yes.
Regale, my friend.
No, I'm going to no comment this one. Kyle, your thoughts.
Oh, okay.
What?
Man, you can't tease that. It'd be like,
You
do you know things that we don't know?
Kyle, your thoughts. Kyle, your thoughts on this match.
Oh,
Well, this is gonna change my pick now. I need to know this information before I make my
I don't
choice.
know. I don't know.
Anyways,
you threw something out for no reason.
Yeah, who do I know? I'm not Kimmy. Come on.
Who do you know? Shall we bring up the laundry list? Like, come on, man.
Go ahead, Kyle.
so for more battle of the pages and cages,
Oh, I love it.
so many other. Should Ethan Page and Adam Page be a team eventually? I don't know.
Fatal 4-way match in a steel cage.
They're cousins, bro.
Christian Cage, Brian Cage, Ethan Page, Adam Page, the Pages and Cages.
Oh,
In a steel
God.
cage.
I
Come
would
on.
love it if it was a team called Pages and Cages. It'd be great.
No.
Oh,
That's
man.
for me.
That's a great T-shirt, by the way.
Pages and Cages, like have that. They
No
just be a 4-man faction. Pages and Cages.
Exactly.
Anyways, as for this match, it should be a decent match. I mean, this was put together obviously. I kind of feel like this match was supposed to be or not supposed to be this match. I kind of feel like if Ricky Starks wasn't injured, this was supposed to be Ricky Starks and Brian Cage, just because of all the deception.
I think Christian Cage, not Brian Cage.
Or Christian Cage and Brian Cage.
No.
Okay.
Cage,
No.
Page, and
Christian Cage and Ricky
I think it was
Starks.
Ricky Starks and Christian Cage. Yeah.
There we go.
But what about all the deception between Ricky Starks and Brian Cage? That had to be going somewhere.
Eventually, but I think those two were on a collision course. I think Christian and Ricky were gonna. I think that was gonna be the thing.
Okay. So
That's a much
besides
more
that,
interesting match.
Hangman, they threw it in because of a couple weeks ago when Hangman, or a week or two ago when he mentioned that, you did beat me, but it wasn't really credible. You can't consider yourself a credible victory over me in the standings because you had your team. You attacked me before the match. You had Team Taz's help, and that's basically why you've won that match. And then he's like, "How about you meet me in the ring? No jumping. Get yourself a credible win over me, and then face me one-on-one." So this kind of one-on-one match that does make sense. It lowered Hangman into standings because of that loss. He was basically, he was undefeated in AEW in 2021 up to that point. So he was on a roll. So,
Yes.
the story is there for these two. Still should be a great match. We mentioned this last night on my show that we were going through the prediction going, man, when you think about it
No.
and you're looking at it, there's a lot of heels winning on Double or Nothing if you really think about it. So
Yeah.
I went with Hangman Page in this one, and I think I don't think he takes 2 L's to Brian Cage. I can't see it. I don't know why. Unless like Brian Cage is gonna be set up to, maybe get a future opportunity, because what's that gonna do? That's got to do something. If you got 2 victories over Hangman in the same month, who he was number 1, shouldn't that shoot you up pretty much to the top?
It should
of the standings. So that'd be the only way I could see Hangman getting the victory, Brian Cage getting the victory in this case. But my gut's telling me Hangman Page for some reason. That the Team Taz is going to get involved somehow at ringside. Dark Order is going to come out and save Hangman, whatever it is, whether catching him on the outside again if they do a spot like that. See, it's just funny the way you did, because they both did it, out to the side here like they do. You had it in front. You went like Dark Order. Anyways,
oh God,
I have Hangman Page winning here. This was a tough match to predict.
That's going in the best of 2021 BCP. I love it. That's great. Kimmy, let's throw it to you. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh, you son of a bitch. I heard it.
So I feel kind of bad because I'm actually not really looking forward to this match, and I really don't know why. This is actually the one match I'm really not looking forward to. I'm picking Adam Page, obviously. I just think that's a no-brainer because I feel like at All Out, it's going to be him and Kenny. And I'm going to say this now. I'm going to get this over with. I mentioned this in your comments yesterday, so Bill and Kyle can't come at me that I'm stealing their idea.
Mhm.
On Monday, on BTE, we saw an interesting picture of Adam Page.
Didn't
with
I
the
bring
dark-
this up that you mentioned this?
I did in the comments.
Yeah, and I brought
But
it up. So
for our BCP audience, please, Kimmy.
exactly.
So I did. I said it before you did, and you shouted me out for it. Anyway,
Magnanimous.
of course.
Great guy. Hell of a guy.
So there's this picture. Adam Page is on a horse, and Dark Order is like all aligned with him, right? And he was like, he's like, I've always dreamed of having gear like this. And we also talked about this on AP last night of maybe that's a hit towards something, whether that be at the end of Double or Nothing, challenging Kenny in a face-off, or that is how he's walking out at All Out before he takes the gold from Kenny Omega.
Hangman is on a horse at least once a year in AEW. Facts.
Proven.
Was he in 2019?
Yeah.
World
That's
title
how he.
match.
What match?
The title match with Jericho.
Oh, that's true. So then he was
And
at the
Stampede.
Stampede.
Damn, Stampede,
Oh.
one of my favorite. Oh my god.
I don't know
There
if
it
it's going
is.
to be a double. I got a weird feeling. I don't think it's going to be a Double or Nothing. Anything comes out in the horse when he does face Kenny.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting stuff. And Bill will throw it to you. Obviously, you've had your
Oh, let's
opinions
get
about Cage,
No,
but
God.
I know you want to talk about your spirit animal, Hangman Page.
let's get the aluminum foil out because some tinfoil hat stuff's just about to happen. So there's two ways this goes. One, Hangman straight up wins. Very easily could happen. But
Ooh.
There's more.
there's more. I could easily see Hangman losing the match to Cage. Cage, then there's been a much talked about match that people want to see between Kenny and Cage.
Which Cage?
Brian.
You
That's
have
fair.
to specify.
That's fair. That's fair.
I know what you meant. I'm just.
The Machine.
But to be real, to be fair, people want to see.
Former
Both.
Gifted Gods champion.
People do want to see both Cages face Kenny.
So Cage has a belt. Wouldn't that be great if Kenny could collect that belt? So there you go. Kenny did and has the FTW title.
That'd be like an anklet.
And what would Nakazawa can carry another title.
Oh, of course.
And then the Joker comes up in that Casino Battle Royale, and wouldn't it be something swell if that came later?
Kota Ibushi.
We'll
No.
get there, brother. We'll get there. But wouldn't it be swell if Hangman came out, won it, and then at the end of the show comes out, and he will challenge Kenny Omega at All Out in Chicago, like we've all wanted, and the crowd will go absolutely banana if he comes out. I'm telling you. Hangman and Kenny is the match everyone wants because Hangman Page was the number one most over.
Number one SmackDown announcer.
Never do that again. Don't. I will.
You don't like Funaki?
I will. If you do that again, I will look at you like a disappointed father.
Ooh, not me this time.
Oh, you are getting close. But so I'm just saying. No, I don't want you to cry. But I'm saying, like, Hangman Page was the number one over guy with live crowds in AEW. When they go back to the live crowds, people are just gonna want to just be like, "You're my son, you're my brother, you're my cousin I've always wanted. Like, you're the best." And that's what I think. That's my tinfoil hat. I don't know if it'll happen. If that doesn't happen and like the Battle Royale kicks off the pay-per-view, then it's not going to happen. I think Hangman wins straight up. But we are going to get Hangman and Kenny soon. And you know who's going to just scream at the top of his lungs when Hangman wins?
You?
My man. When's All Out again? August?
September. Labor Day.
September?
No.
I think it's
I'm
September
gonna be,
5th or 4th.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's
I'm gonna
September
be in
4th.
Minnesota. I can't watch it.
I could do
I mean, Minnesota's like a state over from Illinois, right?
Father already said no. I asked him.
You axed him?
You axed him. How dare you?
He's like, ow, my back.
Oh boy. But maybe a little road trip for them BCP boys, and we'll be involved.
Yeah,
with
Labor
that.
Day weekend is the weekend of the 3rd, 4th, and 5th of September.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh,
I
wanna
might
pick
start
me up
making
from
some.
Minnesota.
There you go. I love it. Let's talk about, we're speaking of pages here. Let's talk about Darby Allin and Sting taking on Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. I'm going to be real with you guys. I like Scorpio as a singles competitor and having all that momentum. Obviously, early on, he had a great match with Chris Jericho. He's been showing up and showing out everywhere he's going on Dark, Elevation, on Dynamite. I liked him as a singles competitor. I don't think it made a lot of sense for them to just kind of put him back into a tag team again after he just came out of one. Even if it is with Ethan Page, I'm not personally a fan of that. I just want to see what Scorpio Sky could have done by himself. The heel turn's interesting. Like I don't hate it, but I thought he was just killing it. I thought it made a lot of sense to push him as a singles face. So I'm not really about this decision. That being said, I think this is their first big match together, and I don't think they can lose it. Obviously, the big thing is, Sting being in his first real match, which I'm glad they made very clear, because I know, Kyle, on the last show, you were kind of asking questions like, is he going to be cinematic moving forward? And this should be really good to see. But just thinking it over, you would think, Sting needs to get the wins because of what had happened in WWE. But I think he's gotten that win already. He's ready to start putting people over. And when you talk about putting people over, you mention names like Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. So I think for that reason, they do win. This will cause, I don't think necessarily a feud, but probably some sort of dissension between Sting and Darby, which would be very interesting, I guess. So I'm just going to go with Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky to win this one for several reasons. Kimmy, let's throw it to you.
So I am going to talk about what you said. I enjoy Scorpio Sky's heel turn. I think it was one of the best things that happened to him, because I feel like as a face, they really didn't know what to do with him. And as a heel, it opened up so many doors, and he's thriving. So good job, AEW. Okay. But obviously, we got to talk about Rollins a little bit here, because that was the last full-time match that Sting had.
Bill's face.
What happened in that match?
Nothing happened. Nothing at all.
Sloppy sad.
No, nothing happened. It was revealed that Sting had a condition that Rollins did not do. Anyway, so I see Darby doing more of the work in the match, just because I don't know how physical Sting could get because of said physical thing that Rollins did or did not do.
Sting is also in his late 50s, early 60s.
Their retirement home is letting him out just for this match.
Yikes!
Oh,
I talk to him on the regular for his cable, so it's
that's funny.
He still uses the TV guide.
Oh, of course. But
no disrespect to the Stinger, by the way.
No, this is all fun.
First off, who was begging his parents for a flat top and to dye his hair blonde when he was 8 years old? Was it any of you? No, it was me. Little nice. Stinger right here, brother.
Oh, of course. So I had a lot of trouble.
Bill and Doris knew better.
I had a lot of trouble picking this match because I thought it made sense for Scorpio and Page to win, but in my head I was like, okay, Kyle, I see you with that pen. You're making me really nervous.
Oh no, I'm just holding it, to be honest.
I'm gonna go with Sting and Darby because I feel like Darby won't get 2 losses in a row on TV.
Interesting. Now we're not on the same page on everything. No pun intended. Kyle. Hashtag the pun disputed era. Go ahead.
Oh. God.
How dare you? My heart. They're not here anymore.
I'll bring it.
I miss them already.
I miss them too.
Anywho.
I don't know. Adam Cole's there. I don't care about that guy.
Bye. Yeah. I have Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky, and
correct.
I made like an outlandish things. I said something last night, but I'm gonna reverse what I said last night, and I'd love to see like I know it's not. I got talked to that it's probably not gonna happen, but it'd still be cool to see. Sting turning on Darby and costing him the match. I know you're shaking your head, but I'm just saying it's something. They don't just lose. It's weird if they lose clean. It's weird.
No, I agree with it. I think you're onto something, Kyle.
Like it's ultra weird if Darby and Sting lost clean to Ethan and Scorpio. That just doesn't seem natural. Like Sting turning would be great, like I mentioned, like setting up something between them two And then you see it. We get a crazy cinematic match between Sting and Darby Allin, which we know that would be insane because those two minds coming together and building a cinematic match together would be insanely crazy. But if it doesn't happen, I'm still gonna pick Ethan and Scorpio. They're they're like you said last night. They're handsome. They're so hot right now. They're
So hot right now.
They're
To walk off.
It's I don't know. This was a really tough one for me to predict in the end too. When I was originally doing my predictions, I'm like, I can see either way going here. Like I can literally see either way. And then maybe if Sting and Darby win, that kind of cuts ties between Ethan Page and Scorpio, and they kind of go their separate ways
already.
And that sets Ethan and Darby. There's been a lot of teasing there for those two to go at it one-on-one. Right. And there's all these videos popping up from their history together, in their indie matches where like Ethan's like chucking Darby into like a post out of the ring. Yeah. So I'd love to see those two go ahead. They have a history, they have the chemistry. So obviously if they want to do it on TNT and on AEW, that'd be fantastic. So I can see either or, but I'm going to stick with my gut. Sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong, but I'm going to stick with my Canadian homie, Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky.
There it is. Bill, are you going to top this up or are you going to make a decisive decision here?
Oh, I always make a decisive decision. And so I think this is a tough one because you could easily see, because they're promoting it as Sting's first live match in 6 years, because, that thing that happened to one of my favorite wrestlers of all time.
Rollins didn't do it purposely.
Cool. So still happened though. Is what I'm going to say is about this. I don't care about Seth Rollins in this matter. He's a good wrestler. So what I'm going to say is that
his birthday tomorrow.
Great, cool.
Oh, and he's wrestling on a WoW tomorrow.
So here's the thing. It's if Ethan and Scorpio lose, that derails both of them hard. It really does, in my opinion. Can I see Sting winning because it's his first match in a long time and it's Darby Allin? Yeah, I can see it, but it makes more sense to keep this going if they lose, because I think we have an Ethan Page, and Darby Allin Summer Series coming to us, because this is going to end violently and it's going to happen often. These two are going to be in a feud, and it's going to be pretty great because their Evolve matches were amazing. And what Kyle's referring to is, Ethan Page basically took that Razor's Edge type powerbomb and would chuck Darby Allin into various things, including structural pillars of buildings.
Ouch.
Like those injuries,
ragdoll them.
Those injuries that he talks about with Darby, those are legit. Like, he has injured Darby severely, not on purpose, in matches. And these two have a great history, and we're going to see a very violent feud. Scorpio Sky also needs this. He's in a contract year. They need to get behind him. And I think a great way to get behind a guy like Scorpio Sky is having him in a team that beats Sting. And I think we have to get Scorpio Sky in the mix with some bigger feuds. And this is a way to do it. Because if they don't, that means I don't know if they consider Scorpio Sky to be this major player that they've been telling us he is. So they have to win this match. And I think it's going to be a very good match. Like, Sting is motivated. He wants to show out. And this is not a knock on your boy. But I'm just saying, like, after that match, like, it was an unfortunate ending. And I think there was a lot more left in that feud and a lot more left in that in Sting's WWE career. And again, this is not a knock on them or Seth. It's just, I like to just tease Kimmy a little bit. I think he wants to like finish his legacy strong. However, I do see at some point what Kyle said is that Sting one day walks out on Darby Allin. Maybe he just walks out on a tag team match and he's like, it's time for you to be on your own. And it's a Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader type thing. And we have a cinematic match at All Out, Sting and Darby Allin, or maybe Full Gear. And that match, I'll watch an hour of that match. You can make it a second half of Dynamite, a full episode of Rampage, whatever you want to do. That's going to be incredible. But I think like down the road, but to me, it has to be Paige and Scorpio.
Yeah, I think the same, guys. And let's have some fun. Let's move on to the Casino Battle Royale. I do not. Wow, you guys are hyped for this. I like this.
This is gonna be. This is literally one of the most hyped matches of the night. I think. For Double or Nothing.
Solid card. It's a solid card.
Like, you think about like where AEW was when that first Casino Battle Royale happened. They like stapled a cigarette to Joey Janela's forehead.
Oh my god, so much happened in that fucking match.
There was
thinking back,
the wrestler who
Tommy Dreamer,
double amputee. There was Ace Romero. Like there's all these people. You're like,
Tommy Dreamer had a spot. Like he's wearing Dusty's. He was in the Dusty pants.
Yeah.
Billy Gunn came out. Sean Spears made his debut in AEW. Yeah.
And you hit it right on the head. We see a lot of debuts usually in this. Someone kind of premieres. A lot of times the guys that premiere here or debut get the win. So this should be very interesting. And Tony Khan has teased on social media a lot of debuts here. When are the 90 days up for all these recent
July
releases?
14th.
Okay, so
right around the Impact pay-per-view.
Very interesting.
I may or may not know something about that I can't disclose.
You already told me one of them, so I know it.
Yes.
We'll talk. But it was interesting on Busted Open again. Peyton and Billy, Jessica, and Cassie Lee said that they're going to be a package deal moving forward, which is really cool to see. They're just the loyalty there. So that'll be interesting. See where they end up. Excuse me. Let's talk about the Casino Battle Royale. It's been a long day, guys. 10 taking on Anthony Bowens, taking on Brian Pillman Jr. versus Christian Cage versus Colt Cabana versus Dustin Rhodes versus Evil Uno versus Griff Garrison versus Isaiah Cassidy versus Jungle Boy, someone sing for me, versus Lee Johnson versus Mark Quinn. Thank you, Bill. Versus Matt Hardy. That was great. Versus Matt Sydal. Versus Max Caster, who's always killing it with those raps. Versus Nick Camarado. Versus Penta El Zero Miedo. I'm so I can't say it. Versus Powerhouse Hobbs versus QT Marshall versus The Blade versus TBA. Here's your TBA, Bill. This is for you. This is going to be your TBA. I kid.
No man. Don't get
who do you guys got in this one, Bill?
I have a list.
Oh,
wait.
brother.
Do you want us to pick the winner, or do you want us to pick the Joker first and then the winner?
Let's do that. Joker and winner.
Okay, who's starting?
So I'm starting this one.
Here's the joke. Here's the Joker. This is the Joker.
No!
That's all I know.
Who the hell is that? Randy Orton? Who's that?
I mean, Rob's trying to get me mad to go on a rant, and I'm just gonna be like this. No Cell Jones.
He's like, he's Rob. Hey, there's nothing you can say. Sorry.
There's a lot I could say, but I'm actually going to talk about a wrestling company I like. So, heat with WWE. They're never going to hire me. I don't care. So here's the thing.
You're telling me you're not a Sasha Banks or whatever account?
Roman
account?
I love Sasha.
That was great.
That was fantastic.
How did you hear that, Rob, by the way? Were you on?
I know people.
It's on YouTube.
I was on YouTube. Yeah. I was going to say, were you on the call? Because I remember that.
No.
So I think one of the easiest people to get was or a layup, because he was supposed to be in the last one, or it was rumored to, but injury prevented it, was a little known guy. He's the god of this shit. He's Nick fucking Gage, MDK all fucking day. He was just had a dark side of the ring.
Interesting episode.
It would be a massive pop, especially if they got For Whom the Bell Tolls to play, and he comes out and just straight up tries to show everyone why he is the god of this shit. And he also has a feud with Jon Moxley, interestingly enough, for the GCW title. Other people you could see, some people are like, well, it's Paul White.
No, it's because Captain Insano.
No, because
please.
He is commentating, but as I said on AP last night, that is the most WWE thing they could do, to be like, well, Paul White's going to stand up.
You're pulling Michael Cole.
Yeah, the commentation station, and he's going to go do that. Like, I still think someone is going to, like, either who's been eliminated is going to get in his face, or like the wingmen, like Cesar and Peter Avalon and that crew are going to come out and be like, why aren't we in it? And then he says, guys, you're not in it, relax. And then they're like, shut up, Paul White. And they start with him, and he gets like the knockout punch and choke slam, which I think would pop the crowd.
No, but shout outs to them, Benoni and them, for jumping in on my Manscaped AEP post and talking about Manscaped randomly. So I didn't even tag them. They just jumped in. I'm like, oh, okay, just have a conversation, boys.
Hey, listen, they gotta keep it clean like a was it a Thanksgiving turkey?
Yeah, as Peter Allen just jumps in and says, I think we should look at getting this for the boys and tags everybody. And I'm like, what the fuck?
I think they should. I think it would be amazing.
Yeah, use my code, please.
They probably are.
I hope so.
They probably are.
That'd be great for you.
But I look at it like this. I'm just like, the surprise. It could be Nick Gage. It could be Andrade. It could be Moose is going to be in Jacksonville, confirmed. It could be someone like, oh God, there was someone else I had. Well, Kyle, I'll let you take yours. But I could see it being like something like that. Like it's something really cool that's going to be intermittent, like not going to be like this game-changing person. Although I've been known to be wrong a lot, but my ultimate winner is going to be, he's going to look out into the crowd like this. It's going to be Christian Cage. He's going to win it. Okay,
Johnny Gargano's coming up.
I mean, if he did, son of a
I mean,
bitch.
he'd have better
Chris
matches.
Nunez would just weep in joy, and I would love that. I've been a Johnny Gargano fan for a very, very long time.
Heck yeah,
He's the way.
He is.
No way.
Listen, him and Chuck Taylor reforming Friends in Similar Tights would be.
Did you see Rocky Romero in Chuck's video or
Yes.
Trent's video?
The other names that could be there, Rocky Romero's a name, Satoshi Kojima's a name, because he's in Impact right now. It's going to be fun. This is always a fun match. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I still think Christian Cage is going to win that big spot. And we said last night, he's not the all-out competitor, but he's going to be like one of those quarterly special type competitors, like Fyter Fest, Fight for the Fallen, I think. And it's going to be great because Christian has been awesome in AEW. Yeah, I'm good.
Kyle.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh, okay. I'm doing all right.
I'm sorry. Canadian God.
Thank you.
Oh,
Rob,
Appreciate
do I
it.
need to put you
Never
in
say
right
that
now
again.
and host the
Kimmy.
podcast?
Don't
now.
put a shh.
Quiet now.
Hey.
Well, I brought this up on the podcast yesterday. The history of their Joker cards hasn't been underwhelming, but it's not a big surprise that everyone expects. You think about it, Hangman Page was the very first one, Brian Cage was one, and Matt Sydal was the other. I mean, great surprises, but not, top level talent people that people are expecting. Even though Brian Cage, I'm not saying Brian Cage is not low level talent. He's great. But everyone expects like a big, massive surprise. And before today, I was going in thinking, okay, so it's going to be something. But because what Tony Khan said today, I don't know if he's referring to this match or if he's referring to it in general, because he comes out today on Busted Open Radio. Bill's doing. I don't think it's him.
Busted Open today?
No, sorry, the Unrestricted podcast, and says that the Double or Nothing and the post Dynamite are going to be a new era in AEW, and big surprises and big signings are going to be revealed. Yeah. So
you say big signings or just signings?
He said big signings.
Interesting. Mickey James. Give me Mickey James. That's what I want.
Does she have the 60-day though? Even though
she has the 90, but I've
90
heard
day?
other things from.
Hush your butt. Hush your butt.
Anyways, well, Mickey James is not the Joker. Well, hang on, Mickey James isn't the Joker. So let's throw that away for a sec.
You know what? Awesome if she was.
It would.
Well, if they pick, I think, but it probably wouldn't happen because of publicity reasons and stuff. It would probably be Tessa Blanchard to go as the Joker.
Kyle, stop reading my notes.
Yeah.
That's on my notes.
Okay. Anyways, but it's not going to be her either. It's going to be either one of someone from Impact, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Maybe
Moose, because he's teased, and he's got the Impact belt, and he could choose. I want the Impact belt back.
He doesn't have any of the belt. Oh, Kenny does.
No, Kenny has the belt. So, or maybe he threatens Kenny to take the world title to the AEW world title to Impact because you have our world title, right? And then something like that. Or if they don't go that direction, a Rocky Romero would be cool. Even though he's been there already, it's not really a big pop. But because Tony Khan's saying this big pop, we don't know if it means the Battle Royal. It could mean what we talked about yesterday, Bill, because of the main event, how it's structured. It's structured to a way that you have to end the show off with something big. And now that he's come out and said big surprises, something's going to happen at the end, which we'll get there when we get there. But as for this Joker card, I'm gonna go with. I mean, I said it last night, and I said Coda, but like the travel restrictions are so in play here, and it sucks. It would have made sense if there wasn't another state of emergency going on over there.
Sure.
Maybe you never know. A Kota Ibushi would be sweet though, because what is he really doing over there? Like what's he? He's not tied into any storylines. Like what's he actually doing over there?
He's not the champ anymore, so.
Exactly. So why wouldn't it not be Kota Ibushi? They could the fucking Tony Khan go fly jet 15 hours, go pick him up and bring him back. So
nice. That kind of power.
Well, Kenny would help. Kenny would like it's his best. It's a golden lover, and he'd do anything for him. Anyways, that's just my gut and what my heart wants to have in the end. I said it yesterday. I'm like, I just want Kota. I want in my heart Kota to be the one to wake up Kenny and make him see the light that Don Callis is the puppeteer and Kenny's the puppet, and he's basically controlling him.
There's only one other person that would make me lose my absolute goddamn mind if it's not Kota Ibushi from New Japan. That is Murder Grandpa himself, Minoru Suzuki. If he came out, I would throw shit in my house.
What is Jay White doing?
I don't know, being a switchblade.
Like, what if Jay White just comes and does a one and done? That would be pretty dope. I mean, a lot of people know the Jay White's a very known person, but I just feel like it's got to be something great. But my expectations won't be for the Joker. I saw rumors today it's going to be Andrade. A lot of people are pointing towards the rumors today that it's going to be Andrade, and that's going to set up something with Kenny because they have their AAA match. So yeah. So we'll see. Maybe they do something crazy and do a double title. Like there's like the AEW title match on Rampage the night before, and then the night after is the AAA match because it's literally the night after the first Rampage. For winner though, I got to go with Christian Cage with Bill. Like they had that set up, about a month ago where Christian and him had that stare down. It's the people want to see it. I'm sure Kenny wants to fight Christian. So it just makes sense that he gets a title match and they have it headline one of the summer events, which is Fight for the Fallen or Fighter Fest, Christian versus Kenny Omega. It's a perfect headliner title match. So I'm going to go with Bill and pick Christian Cage.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. I'm having trouble picking my winner here. Kimmy, I saw you doing some of these kind of yes chant movements over there. What do you got for us?
I believe Tony Khan will soon be buying the Final Countdown by Europe to add to his list.
If this helps any of those rumors, my buddy tweeted or texted me 2 hours ago saying, I just listened to Jericho's podcast and he's talking about WWE in 2010, but he doesn't call Daniel Bryan. He says Bryan Danielson.
Oh, Jericho. I mean, come on.
But Jericho would be the one to say WWE names. Why did he just say Bryan Danielson? Why didn't he just say Daniel Bryan?
Well, okay, so I'll contradict my own rumor here because I've seen that he has re-signed. My dad has also
Did you see the contract?
No, I didn't. Can you let me continue? Okay. I was gonna get there. Jesus, Kyle.
All right,
Kimmy, what have you been doing to me all night?
Best friend.
We haven't even gotten to the surprise I have for you.
Great.
Anyway, so here's my thing with Daniel Bryan. WWE and E have that beautiful show called Total Bellas, which Daniel Bryan appears on. And my dad has brought up to me that if Daniel Bryan were to go to AEW, that show would go bye-bye. And some money would
not necessarily.
I don't.
But that's what my dad was saying because he was like,
"No, I get what he's saying. Yeah. He's seen some things, but I mean, like at the same time, it's like you could get around that. They had Jericho on the
Stone Cold podcast.
Yes,
who knows?
That door.
And that was on Peacock.
Yes. So to my other list of people besides Daniel Bryan on my list, Nick Gage, I also wrote down. So there you go. Yes, MDK all the way. But this is me and Bill's daily debate about Tessa Blanchard, everybody. Come on.
He's not going to do intergender.
But how do you know that?
Because he said it.
He said it.
Oh, well, that's a good answer, I guess.
Well, that was also 2 years
from the horse's mouth. He said
you said 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
Oh, that's a different story then. Yeah.
But intergender wrestling.
He doesn't change his mind, Tony Khan. I've noticed he doesn't really change his mind.
Intergender wrestling has not exactly been as prevalent, let's just say, as it once was.
If it was trending, for sure.
Okay, there was a pandemic. We know that. but it's not as prevalent. And also, all right, I'll say it. A lot of people who were purveyors of intergender wrestling have a lot of allegations against them. Let's say.
Oh, I know.
There is some tainting to that art form, in my opinion.
You're treading a fine line when you're doing intergender wrestling, because you're kind of asking for the non-wrestling people who see this as wrong to get into this and start getting loud about it.
And also,
yeah,
it's Tessa Blanchard, man. She's.
I know, but I'm running out of places where she could go.
No, she's gonna go nowhere right now.
Well, I have another one in mind, but that goes with what I'm doing right now with Maria Kanellis. Anyway, I also put Daga on my list because Daga. We like Daga.
Yeah, he's really Daga. It's Daga.
I know who it is.
But for my winner, I'm gonna go with Penta. I'm gonna be different.
I would love.
I like that.
I
I like that.
I think they're trying to push him right now, and I think
Phoenix is hurt. So.
Yeah, Phoenix is hurt, so it would make sense for maybe Penta to go on, because you saw it when it was the other way around. When Penta was hurt, Phoenix had that single run for a little bit too. So I just think it makes sense.
I mean, that's an all-in rematch.
I love the Penta says shit. Like, that shit's the best. So
I love it. So I'm gonna go with Penta.
That's a great pick.
Oh, thank you so much.
I might steal it. That's such a
have an independent thought.
That's such a good. Well, you guys are gonna kill me.
Coming from me and Bill, who picked the same picks.
You guys are gonna kill me for my pick. I think Penta's a great pick.
No, make your pick.
I'm gonna make my pick. I don't know if this is
Max
a gut.
Caster.
This is a little more heart. This is a little more heart than gut. In fact, this is all heart. This one is all heart for sure. I like that Penta pick, Kimmy. That's a great one. You almost swayed me on that. As far as the Joker, I'm going to go Andrade. I think that's going to be the case. You get Daniel Bryan, or if you at least made a play for Daniel Bryan, that is money. Or I'm sorry, Bryan Danielson, that is money. That
he's not battle royal. I feel like he's way too big. He's way too big to go right in the battle royal. You
have a million guys in the ring, and he just fucks everybody up.
I feel like the pop would be a lot better if you just Kenny celebrating. I'll get to that when I get to that.
With all this hype that Tony Khan's putting out, it needs to be somewhat big, but I digress. I think it's going to be Andrade.
It's not like last time.
No, he's not promising a debut of one person. He just says big surprises are coming. This is going to be a new era. Big signings have been made. That's all he said.
Yeah, which I'm here for. I'm very excited to see what happens. I think it's going to be Andrade as the Joker. And I'm going to go with a heart pick here. I'm going to go with 10 of the Dark Order to win this thing.
Whoa! Preston.
10.
Riding the slopes on BTE, winning title matches on pay-per-views.
He is just, he's just doing coke. And
his BTE skits.
What?
You have to watch BTE. He's all about
BTE thing. He's like the drugs guy on BTE.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's humor.
Yes.
It's
humor. It's not. Yeah, he's not doing anything bad. No, I like the guy a lot. He puts in the work. He's got the look. He's gotten the tap on the shoulder. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying, man.
But I love them. I'm sorry to cut you up, but the one skit he did on BTE where they're all talking about what their dads do, he jumped in. Well, my dad's a drug dealer.
Wait, what?
Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, that makes sense."
You guys are hitting me with the classic. You got to watch BTE. But anyway,
you should.
Yeah, there it is.
Matt Jackson literally made fun of that 2 weeks ago in the beginning of BTE. He's like, "Yeah, you should have put that on Dynamite."
That's great. But I go with 10 with a lot of reasons. Like, you see him constantly in a number one contender position, whether it be for the TNT title or whatever he's doing. He gets a lot of W's here and there. He is the future, as Bill said. I think this would be cool. And it would also add to that interesting dynamic. We tease Hangman taking on Kenny too. So there may be some, dynamic here, like, not say like Hangman's gonna be like, let me take your spot or anything like that, but that could be very interesting. I think this could make for a really nice moment if 10 wins this thing, and just see how it plays out with the Dark Order and Hangman moving forward.
It really places the Dark Order when they go back in front of a live crowd into the forefront.
Yeah. Right. So you guys don't hate it.
He was really highly touted when he was first signed, Preston.
Yeah.
I remember then there was a lot of talks with him.
He's been a Cody guy for a long time.
In fact, Cody did mention him as one of the possible, he's like, I would pick 10, which means what it means in this business. But let's move on. Let's talk about, we'll go from one Cody to the other here. Let's talk about Cody Rhodes and let's go to Anthony Ogogo. So, I had to get that. My favorite thing about this match is like all the indie people I talk to, they're like, so now I got to sell a gut punch as a finisher. I was like dying, but I get it.
Sell a gut punch.
I get it. They're like, really? They're like, really? But I get it. Like coming from his background, and you guys are very high on him. I'm only giving him a chance. I like what he's done so far. But yeah, that's not my favorite kind of finisher. I'm very flashy, #flippity. But I think
flippity doo.
This is a Go-Go's match.
Governor.
And I think Cody Go-Go's away for a little bit. Kimmy.
So I'm not a fan of Anthony Ogogo. I kind of explained this to Bill. Let me finish before you write me down your list, Mr. Masters. So I'm just not fans of people who have MMA, boxing, UFC backgrounds. I just can't get in. Yeah, I can't get into them. It doesn't matter who it is. Rousey, Shamrock, Blackman. I don't care.
Shamrock.
Yes, Ken Shamrock, my BFFFF. Anyway, so it's true. I hung out with him.
And did he get more jacked every time you walk by him?
No, but he's such a...
tell him you didn't have any respect for him? You think he's bullshit as a wrestler?
Oh no, I would never do that.
Right now.
Yikes. I hate when MMA people become wrestlers. I hate it.
Son of I have respect. I was thumbs downing Ronda. That was it. No disrespect.
No, I would never say that to Ken Shamrock because I was hanging out with him as he was eating sushi and we had a great conversation about AEW and TNA. Anyway.
Drop.
So I'm not the biggest fan of Anthony Ogogo just because, not into those type of wrestlers. Nothing against him. But I'm gonna pick him.
Somebody sucks. Yeah. Okay.
No, but I think this is really gonna be his match. And I think another name drop. Izzy touched on this on the Cody Rhodes media little thing this afternoon, talking about how this is a statement match for him. He's going in this as the American Dream for one night only on Memorial Day weekend. But I see Cody being the guy to put Anthony over. So I'm going to go with a go-go.
Yes, I love it, Kimmy. I'm so proud. Kyle.
I'm not.
Well,
I am sort of.
Well, I'm just telling you right now, Kimmy, as much as you don't like these types of wrestlers, go-go is fucking money. The guy is literally going to be cash gold to AEW because of what we've seen so far out of him. The guy can cut. We know this guy's going to be able to cut any kind of promo in any way against anybody because of what he's done so far. He's money when it comes to his gimmick with the governor thing. He's got the look down. I mean, I said on our podcast, I do want to see a little bit more out of in-ring out of him. So I'm hoping this is going to be the showcase. It's on pay-per-view. It might as well be that time where we see what Anthony Ogogo is really about more than just a punch. Even though I love the whole deadly punch thing, it's different. I mean, it makes sense because he's a freaking Olympic boxer. Like, obviously, he won a bronze medal, which I'm shocked that Cody hasn't made fun of him yet for only winning a bronze medal and not a gold medal. Wouldn't that have been something to throw into his promo and be like, I got to go face a guy who's only won a bronze medal and not a gold medal?
That would have undervalued him a bit. I think that would have undercut Ogogo's value more than it would have for other stuff. I think there's like, oh, you only won a bronze medal. Well, okay, but that kind of like devalues him, I think, if you did that.
I guess, but it's going to come up eventually against someone he's going to face. I'm just saying it's going to.
Yeah.
Because
that's not from but I think more of if he's a face.
Okay.
And then a heel says that to him, not Cody Rhodes.
Which I don't think I can make Ogogo a face because he's just way too good as a heel.
He's almost a face right now.
Yeah, I mean, because
friggin' love him.
The governor, except for Kimmy, but
it's always that way.
But it's good. I think this is the time for Cody to go out of here and be with. I mean, Brandy has come out and said that people think that my husband's gonna just leave and come take care of the baby, but he's basically saying the baby's gonna be living backstage because they're not gonna take any time off, which they can talk all they want, but they've never had a baby together before. So I guarantee once it does happen, they're gonna realize, oh shit, maybe we need to have a couple of weeks off here so we can get this taken care of.
Father on the podcast, I could say yes.
Yeah. So Cody's gonna take a couple weeks off. I think I can still see him being behind the scenes, regardless, though, if he has to travel back and forth, whether between Dynamite and wherever they're living at, obviously their house. But it's time a Go-Go take the L here would just kill anything they've just done with him so far. It would kill it. It would. I can't. Like, if he goes into the next feud after Cody, it's just like, okay, well, you talked a big game going up against Cody Rhodes and you didn't get the job done. How can I follow a Go-Go? What's he gonna do? He's gonna face someone lower than Cody? That just doesn't look good in my eyes. So you gotta start him off hot, have him beat Cody Rhodes, and with that deadly punch. We know that the factory is gonna be at ringside. There's gonna be a massive beatdown after the match. You're gonna indispose Cody where he goes through a table. He's gonna blade himself. He's gonna bleed all over the place. He's gonna be like toast, so they can write him off. So
Toast.
Yeah, toast.
Is that
toast.
a Canadian thing?
A Go-Go toast.
Oh.
That's my pick.
All right, let's throw it over to Graybeard. What do you got on this one, bro?
This is a tough one. One, it just came out today. Anthony Go-Go has broken ribs.
Then.
A legit broken rib.
So this is gonna be a short match.
Well,
Yep.
we don't know that. Now, could this
Well,
Where?
here comes a replacement. It's gonna be Captain Insano against Cody Rhodes.
Oh, of course.
Yes, please.
So it's just like what's going to happen here. I think I've had a hard time with this match, really, really hard time. It's the hardest match I've predicted for this show because you're going into Memorial Day weekend with Cody Rhodes, who doesn't seem to lose a lot recently, taking on the mantle of the American Dream, his dad's mantle, which who's going to cry? This guy, because anytime you bring up dads, Bill's going to cry. So it's hard for me to see him lose. However, I don't know if we're actually going to get an official loss here. What I think is going to happen is Anthony Go-Go is going to pummel Cody so badly that they're going to have to throw a referee stoppage or throw the match out. That it was so violent that Cody kept trying to come back that he hurt Cody so bad that Arn or Dustin or someone had to throw the towel in. That Cody never.
Arn's going to be at ringside for sure. That's confirmed.
That Cody never gave up, and that Go-Go took him out. And Go-Go's done a really great job. Like, this is why it didn't happen with the bronze medal, because Go-Go has put over Cody as one of the best wrestlers in the world. So there is a matter of respect that's going into this, which I like. But I do think Go-Go has to come out as the top dog in this one. And he could take time off after being Cody, especially if it's a broken rib. He needs to heal up. This guy looks like money. He sounds like money. If you listen to his outside the ring interview he did with Lexi Nair, he's actually like a really awesome human being who like champions a lot of great social justice rights. So he is a babyface. And people looked at that Cody promo and just like, you sounded a little too nationalistic during a time where people aren't overly proud of the country. And the people who are proud of the country aren't the biggest baby faces in the world. So people really are gravitating towards a Go-Go for that. But I'm going to tell you what, he's got to do it, because if he loses, the factory to me means nothing. And he's got to like, and I don't know how much Go-Go means if he loses, unless he does that thing where he basically gets rolled up real quick and then he beats the snot out of Cody afterwards. Because if he can go in the ring, this guy is going to be a huge star for AEW.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very well said, Bill. It's one of those things like if he wins, he wins. But if he loses in that fashion and he beats up Cody, he still wins.
Mhm.
That's a great
But
point.
even then, I don't know if I'm overly convinced that he wins.
Yeah. I think I gotta stick with the Go-Go on this one. Let's move on. Let's talk about the AEW World Tag Team Championship match. We have the Young Bucks taking on Eddie Kingston and Moxley. A lot of my decisions I'm making today are like based on like, someone having a baby or, taking time off or going on tour or whatever it's going to be. For those reasons, Young Bucks are money, no pun intended. I think Moxley goes away for a little. I still have my Young Bucks dollars, I think, from when we saw them in Philly for the AEW show. I'll have to see if I find it. But I think the Bucks retain here. I'll throw it to Kimmy.
Oh, okay. So, Mr. Kyle Masters, I just want to make you aware of something you have said. This is the moment, guys. Are you ready?
No.
Oh,
I'm ready, Kimmy. I'm ready.
Thank you. On March 8th, 2021, which was the AEP Revolution Review Show.
Wow.
That's right. This is how official I went to yell at Kyle. So we were talking about how AEW was going to make of this botch. And Kyle said, and I quote, Tony should have just said they made a mistake and it happens in wrestling. And I countered him by making it into a story. It saves you. Wrestling is all about the story. To which then you replied, what is Eddie going to do? Like, come on, Kimmy. To which I said, everyone is asking why Eddie is bitter. Bitter enemies become best of friends too. If anyone could save this botch, it is Eddie Kingston. Mr. Kyle Masters.
Kyle,
Yes.
I love you, buddy. But she might have, I mean, she's literally quoting you. And as a journalist, I can't say like, she made that.
here, I've made you something. I've drawn you a number one trophy just for you. There you go. You want your
Wow.
trophy? There it is.
Wow.
Congratulations.
This is happening right now.
Thank you so much, but I'd just like to make you aware that you were not only wrong, but you said last night how you were such a big fan of this tag team that came together because of a botch, which means that the story did save it. Because now I don't think of the botch. I think of one of the greatest teams that AEW has right now, and one of the most entertaining things that AEW has right now.
Oh man.
With
How
my
did
The only thing I
it
can counter that is because I said it on a review show, and that AEW Dynamite episode didn't happen until after that. So like I can't. They did a great job in proving me wrong. I have nothing else to say to that. I said that on a show before I seen the end result.
you
So
have to believe in your companies. I've learned
I
that.
do believe in my company. That's why I do a podcast. I've been doing it for like 2 years. So why wouldn't I?
That is true. With my pick for this match, my heart says Eddie and John. I love them. Like I said, this is a great tag team. This was the smartest thing they did to fix after Revolution. But I think this is the summer of the Young Bucks. I don't see them losing. I think that heel Young Bucks is probably the best Young Bucks, the best version of them. So I'm going to go with the Young Bucks in a very hard-fought match to then John go with Renee and celebrate their baby Nora.
Love that name.
Correct.
Love that name.
Good
Correct. Bill, and we love you, man. What do you got on this one, bro?
I wish I loved me.
We love
That's why I'm in therapy. So this is another hard one. Because I said on the AEP, like I could see the Wild Things, Mox and Kingston, brother, just taking it and drinking some whiskey over a fire pit. And where's my invite? Because it'd be a hell of a time. But no, in all seriousness, I
Bring
could
me along.
Oh, brother, I'm a little closer than you. That's not saying much.
I'm one step closer.
To the edge. I'm about to break.
Love it.
What band said that? Is that Linkin Park?
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
One of
I
the greatest
totally
bands of
Linkin
all
Park.
time.
I should be thrown off this podcast. Not by the famous stars guy though. But so my thing is like Eddie and Mox could win this in a short-term feud and a short term, and then this is a transition to what I think really should happen with the belts is like somehow it's between FTR and Santana and Ortiz because that's where the belts need to go. But I just say because it'd be so hard to break them up, you know, because Mox and Kingston are so fun. But then again, I was thinking, I'm like, well, why do they have to break up? They lose. They've lost before in their wrestling careers. They could still be friends, and Mox can do stuff with the IWGP US title. Hell, they could feud with guys from New Japan. Eddie Kingston could feud with a sock, and it would be over because it would just like he's so charismatic. He could get a feud over, and it doesn't matter. But I think, like what Kimmy said, it's like the Bucks are money right now. They're hitting a level they haven't hit in a long time, and I think it's going to be really cool. But I really sincerely think they have to. These belts have to somehow get on Santana and Ortiz because they are so good. People want the belts on them, and I just want a summer series between them and FTR, and like whoever wins that, the Bucks face it all out, and I hope that's Santana and Ortiz, and Santana and Ortiz win it, and hell, they could drop to FTR down the road. That's fine. But I want to see that because we need a strong babyface team to beat them. I just don't think it's right now, and I do think it's the former LAX who's going to be the team to do it. So I'm going to go with the Young Bucks.
Okay. Kyle, your thoughts on this one, man? He's thinking.
I just thought of something.
If you're going to say Frankie Kazarian, I thought of that first.
No. I'm thinking about the Good Brothers. How long do we think that they're going to stick around with the Young Bucks for?
The dangly daddies.
My brother.
What if
You're the good sister.
if Moxley and Kingston do win? And it's a quick transitional thing, like I think you mentioned just now, Bill. Yeah. What if the Good Brothers win it off them and it sets this feud between the Young Bucks and the Good Brothers?
Shit. Did not think of that. That's pretty good.
I like that.
And then they win it back midsummer, and then they still have it. They can still have their all-out match with whoever for the belts.
I like that though.
But isn't that big enough for all out?
Them two, the Good Brothers versus
in front of a big ass crowd like that.
You have so
yeah,
much
yeah, and no, unless they did it at Slammiversary.
We don't know if that's even in front of a crowd though.
Yeah, it's true.
It's probably not.
I don't think it is.
No.
Which is dumb, but whatever.
Well, I mean, we're still in a band.
Unless that's where.
No, I know that.
Unless it's Slammiversary where, the Good Brothers invite Moxley and Kingston to come over, and then that's where then the AEW belts are defended on Slammiversary. That's to get eyes on Slammiversary, more eyes.
Hell of a way to get eyes on Slammiversary, I'll tell you that.
And that's how the Good Brothers win it. And then the Good Brothers hang on to those belts until All Out, and the Young Bucks win it back at All Out. That'd be something. But
or they
putting that thing to the side, I think the Young Bucks are going to retain the championship belts. I'm the one biggest thing I'm looking forward to in this match out of everything is the crowd to sing Wild Thing, just like the movie Major League, where that his new theme or their new theme comes from, because I honestly think it's the tag team theme. It's not Moxley's new theme. People can calm down. Violent Idols ain't going anywhere. Okay, that theme song is way too perfect for John Moxley. He's not gonna come out to Wild Thing, even though it'd be cool because he grew up idolizing Onita. Onita came out to that Japan Super Show with it, and Moxley probably be over the top moon happy to come out to that song every single week. I honestly think it's just a theme song for them as a team because they also released the shirt, The Wild Things, basically what their team name is, The Wild Things. And they only, he came out against the other week against Nagata with Wild Thing, but it wasn't that exact theme.
The original theme. It's the original song by the Tribe.
So, but I honestly think this is their tag team. But anyway, I can't wait for that because we got a full AEW crowd. And if anyone's seen the movie Major League, that scene where Charlie Sheen comes out, or Ricky Vaughn, and then the whole crowd singing, it's probably not gonna be as loud as the movie because the movie always is a movie.
I think that kicks the show off, by the way.
It's exactly what I said in the predictions. I think this show should kick the show off. This should be like the opening contest to get the freaking pay-per-view hype and get everybody into that fucking show, because that match right there and that moment alone with the Wild Things theme that's how you start a fucking pay-per-view. The Bucks are going to win either way. It's still a good way to kick off the pay-per-view. And if Moxley and Kingston win, that's a good pop to start the pay-per-view, because people are going to go absolutely nuts if they won the tag belts. So it's going to be a great match. You get the physical hard side of Moxley and Kingston clashing with the Young Bucks style, which is one of the best styles in the world. And that's why they're considered the best tag team in the world. It's going to be such a great match. Can't wait for it. I'm excited for the Young Bucks fashion, their gear, what Jordans are going to come out looking like, what casino inspired gear they're going to have. Is the Jordans going to match casino inspired gear? Did they get custom ones? Did they work with Nike to get some custom ones going? It'll be cool to see. So I'm excited for this, but Young Bucks retaining for sure. I know there's a long answer, but
no, it's great, man. I love the outside the box thinking. That's what we're all about, man. And let's move on to our next match here. Talking about outside the box, I did not think that they were going to run back Inner Circle versus Pinnacle. Like, I thought that'd be it for a little bit. So the fact that they're running it back, obviously in the Stadium Stampede, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of big spots. The ending is probably going to be extra nuts because of the way the last match had ended, like it, hate it, whatever it is. There were a lot of opinions. So they're probably just going to do something very spectacular for the ending of this one. I really think so, which ultimately will take Jericho, who's already injured. I don't know factually if that's true or not, but Jericho will be maybe taking the pinfall here. How does Stadium Stampede work? It's just a pinfall, right?
Pinfalls, it's regular rules.
It's
Yeah,
gonna be
but it's just
live,
craziness.
too. And it's gonna be live
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
And whatever when it gets to Bill here, what Bill said last night on my podcast, I think it's actually gonna happen when it ends in the middle of the way it ends in the middle of the ring. I'll let Bill explain it. I actually that's probably gonna be my pick. So you can just skip over
All right,
me 'cause
okay, I'll throw it to Bill next. Then that's
Right.
very interesting to me. But I think Jericho does take the pin here, and Jericho goes away. Like, I know we say this a lot, but I really think as things begin to open up, he will, if he really is injured in some minor way or form or fashion, that he does take some time off here. And if
He's
he
going
takes
on tour with Fozzy.
that, it's got to be fine. I mean, we've been saying that for a while, but I think it's actually happening now. But
I think I haven't checked the most recent tour date since I might be the only one
yeah, things are.
concert on this panel. He's going to take, I think Wednesdays he has built around that he's not touring.
Oh, that's very interesting. Okay, that is interesting. So I could be way off base here, but I think for the inner
I just
circle,
listen to a lot of AEW stuff, Rob. So you're not off base. It's just I am a nerd.
well, Mr. Nerdman, I'll throw it to you in 1 second, man. But I think for the inner circle to be able to break up, like someone does kind of have to disappear, go on the back burner for a while. And it makes sense, man. It makes sense. And I think that point you had earlier, Bill, about LAX, I think it was you saying that they should have the titles at some point. I couldn't agree more. Every podcast I have, especially with a lot of these indie promotions, stuff like that, they'll bring up, oh, well, we had Santana and Ortiz here. It was a match of the night. Like, check this out. Like, I remember seeing them, and it was one of the best tag team, if not the best tag team matches I ever saw with them versus the Rep. So, Bill, I'll throw it to you, man. Do you think this is the end of the inner circle?
I do think it's the end of the inner circle. And I think what's going to happen is part of this match will be taped and it'll be starting the Stampede, but then there's the other part of the Jesus God.
I missed
Yeah.
something.
I feel so honored.
The other part of the match will be live, as they said. And I think what happens is that Jericho, with the arm injury, whether real or exaggerated, will tap out with tears in his eyes in the center of the ring to MJF. So the man who started the inner circle will now be the reason the inner circle is done.
with
in a very poetic
the
way.
salt of the earth on the injured arm.
So he'll do the MJF will put the Fujiwara armbar on the salt of the earth on Jericho. Jericho is forced to tap out. And like I said, the man who started everything is going to be the reason they break up. I do think, however, we are not seeing the last of the inner circle, not in a full form, but one day when Jericho or somebody, one of them comes out to help the other 6 to 8 months down the road, year down the road, the pop is going to be incredible. You know, especially if it's like Les Sex Gods, or, you know, Sammy and Jericho reunite for a night, one night only or something like that. But this is going to be a very different Stadium Stampede. Like the Stadium Stampede last year, even what Tony Khan said on the podcast was that was a moment we needed as a wrestling community in 2020 to forget about. The last summer was a really hard summer for so many people. And that was a moment we could forget the real world for however long that happened. And it was funny and it was exciting and it was hard hitting and it was different. It was unique. This one, I don't think is going to be any gaga, any laughs. This is going to be a whole bunch of ass.
Oh, Lady Gaga. No.
There's no Lady Gaga jumping off the top of the stadium. Not happening. I can't believe I remembered that. I can't remember my credit card sometimes. Jesus. But it's like, I do actually. Sorry, Mom. I think this is going to be way more serious. I don't know if it'll be as memorable, the whole thing, as the first one was. But that finish, I think, if that goes down that way, will be one of those moments that AEW is going to go back to for a long time. And I think it'll be very poetic if that happens that way, because I am a poet. And I think grandly. No, I'm kidding. It's just like, it makes the most sense for Jericho to be the guy who is the reason the inner circle, you know, stops, and the week after or 2 weeks after, they'll do the farewell to the Inner Circle, and that'll be the last segment we need. Inner Circle needs to end.
Wow. Kyle, do you just copy and paste pretty much?
Yeah, because I love that. That's like a perfect scene. That's like the perfect like snapshot of like Jericho just like bawling his eyes out in the middle of the ring. Maybe like Wardlow or FTR holding back Santana and Ortiz from getting into the ring. They're like trying to reach for him. And then he's got that salty earth locked in, that injured arm. Like it's been in a cast ever since now. Right. So who knows if he'll still be in a cast at the Stadium Stampede, which I can see him being in the cast of Stadium Stampede, and then it eventually gets torn off his arm by the end of the match. And that's how,
or he does like that ballsy thing where he's just like, I'm just going to break it off.
Yeah. And mid fight breaks it off. Like, I don't know, somebody's head and like Wardlow's head, and it like smashes into pieces, or like they smash it off him. Like I can see MJF being like all like cynical and like rage in his face, and he breaks the cast off, and then he locks in the salt of the earth to end the match right in the middle of the ring. Like that'd be something like that'd be a good way to end the match. But it's gonna be like, you know, I can see like the beginning half cinematic, like the beginning match should be cinematic, start in the ring or in the field, right? The stadium, because most of the match needs to take place in this Stadium Stampede, right? But eventually the match I think will end because it's a live crowd. And it's a full crowd. They'll eventually spill out into the arena and end the match mid-ring. So that the fans there can get a finish. But I really like the way Bill structured that. So I'm like, God, got to go with that. I can't like screw my prediction. I'm going with this one. I still had the Pinnacle winning either way. So I'm going to stick with the Pinnacle.
Very interesting. And I like what you had said about adding that extra step where they're there to help Jericho, but they're being restrained in some form or fashion. Like that would add to the emotion, maybe handcuffs or maybe someone getting tied up, or like, you know, they're there, but they can't, you know, get through the ropes or do anything. That's a great point. Kimmy, do you think this is the end of the Inner Circle?
Of course I do. But I think any wrestling company should hire Bill for their creative team.
Oh, I think that too. Very well said.
And I've only been booking the Bodkin World Order eFed in on Google Docs. It worked since since the year 2000. It's all right.
Oh, I wasn't born that, but it's okay. Anyway,
I was only in college when you were born, so it's fine.
I appreciate my new trophy. I really hope it's there on Monday on your show. Just saying.
As opposed to no.
But he should keep it there anyway.
All right, I can make more. I got more.
Oh, perfect. I'm excited. I love Stadium Stampede last year. I think it's a really out of the box idea, like we said when we were beginning this. But I really think it's time for the Inner Circle to just disband. There's so much more that you could do. I could definitely see, like we were talking about before, like a really big baby face that Miro needs. I could definitely see it being Sammy Guevara.
Yeah.
I think that would be Texas. That would be huge. I think Santana and Ortiz need to go after those tag team titles. I think it's been way too long. Jericho's obviously gonna go. Fozzy.
They weirdly hinted at it today. They retweeted some random person who like made them tag team champions in a video game, and they're like, "Well, what a sight."
Well, Cody keeps talking about them too, and he's been saying says stuff. He's like, "Yeah, these guys, they're the future, man." And I'm just like, "Come on."
I don't know where Hager goes though. I wouldn't mind seeing him again, I guess. Or just wow, you really just okay, whatever. But I agree with you. I'm just saying, like, I feel like everyone fits, and Hager's like, oh, hi.
Yeah, that's the thing about Hager. It's just like he's always been there, but I don't know outside of some of these matches, like he hasn't really been used very often by AEW.
He's literally been with the Inner Circle since the first Dynamite.
Yeah.
I know, but like but he's like. You don't see him wrestle in Dark. No. You don't see him wrestle on Elevation. He doesn't have
That's a great point. I think
his MMA obligations probably prevent that.
You also don't see Wardlow wrestle a lot of those matches either. And I think that we got to start pulling. They got to pull the trigger on that guy.
But they're backburning. We always talk about this. They're backburning him. Brilliant.
Once Rampage gets going, I think we'll see more of that.
Oh, yeah.
I also feel as if the Inner Circle won, it would be 50-50 booking, which AEW very strongly tries to avoid. So Pinnacle.
Where can you go from there?
That's also true.
You have these two huge blow off type matches, and it's just like, okay, well now it's knotted up. What do you do? They just like, they have a duel where they about face and shoot each other. I mean, like,
3 stages of hell.
I mean, please don't tease me with a good time.
But Pinnacle will be victorious.
Yes. I think so. All right. And this is the point in the show where you guys usually yell at me for missing a match.
Ah!
So
You son of a bitch! Watch the
You
product.
missed the freaking match. Damn it. I don't even know what match. you finished.
I am at the AEW World.
No, you're good.
I'm good.
You're
I
good.
thought you were about to yell at me. I
No,
was gonna get
no, you got
kazooed.
all
Unless
of
you want to talk about Joey
Shit,
Janela's
no.
potential heel turn on Sonic Kiss, or you want
I'm
to talk
good.
about
I'll go AEW World Championship.
the thing? It's Bad Boy
That-
Summer. It's gonna be real good.
Kenny Omega taking on Pac versus Orange Cassidy. My thing with Pac is I feel like he never has to climb that proverbial ladder. Like, I know he had to be away for a while because everything going on in the world, but I feel like every time he debuts or returns or whatever it is, like he's just automatically shot to the top or top faction.
That's
or
because of
top
Kenny,
whatever.
by the way.
Is that why?
It's Kenny has a full backing behind that. Yeah. It's been
And
said
above
that.
That now I understand it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad that you said that because I
Yeah.
really felt like nothing against him. It's never organic. It's just like, yep, he's the top guy. Yep, he's the number one contender. Like
I disagree because it's just like
I think Kyle just pretty much proved what I was saying.
Kenny said last,
Yeah.
it was an interview recently. Kenny did say that when he wanted his first Iron Man match in AEW, he wanted it against Pac.
Yeah.
the thing is they have positioned Pac in AEW as special. Like when he's in
And
town,
he is.
stop the presses.
Yeah.
This is they have built him up to be like he is a main event show-stopping guy that can walk into any match and be the champion. I think that's
No,
why
I
they
agree with that. I think that's what I have an issue with.
That's why I think it's organic. That's why I'm saying.
Well, so I agree with what you said. My problem is like, yeah, they do position him like that, but why? Like, and again, I was a fan of him. Like, and I know a lot of indie guys that are just like, he's the dream match, and I get all that. But just in terms of storyline, in terms of like build and climbing that proverbial ladder, like he's always in that. He's just in that top match. So to me, that being said, this is a great match. This is a great booking, having that triple threat, Orange Cassidy versus Pac versus Kenny Omega. This is going to prove Kenny Omega again is the top guy collecting all the gold. Yeah, it's a very simple strategy. It's an easy strategy. Kenny Omega is going to win in my mind here. Not easily. It's going to be a great fight. It's going to be a show stealer. There's going to be some great moments. Pac is great. I just don't understand like he did like what did he do to like, yeah, I know Orange Cassidy didn't have that fight or whatever, but like why is he automatically the top guy? And it's going to be a great match. It's a great booking, but that's just the thing I have a
Did he
problem
not
with.
win an eliminator?
He's the number 2 ranked guy.
Yeah.
I thought he
That's
did.
good. Okay, now you're speaking my language. Okay.
Did he? I
It
thought
was
he
all
won
based
an.
off the rankings.
Did he
Yeah,
not win an eliminator match?
Well, he went to a draw with
Oh, that's right. That was the eliminator match. Okay.
yeah, so it was to determine who was going to be which I like, which is just like, no shit, I'm on an AEW podcast. It's just like I like the number 1-2 contender fight it out to see who's going to be the ultimate person.
Right.
Because I think they were similar records or something like that, and they have a history. It's just unfortunately with the Orange Cassidy injury, like that kind of derailed it a bit. But I'm actually not. I feel like they haven't built this match up enough.
Okay.
I feel like there needs to be a little more, as I said in the Kyle's podcast, no pun intended, a little more juice to it. And I think we get it Friday, and that they're going to build it up and we'll be ready for it. I think that like whoever doesn't get pinned will be Kenny's short-term feud in the early summer. But ultimately, I think things may happen after the stuff. So I'm only going to leave it to Kyle for that. But I think Kenny's going to win this one. I don't think